Another reunion for the Raptors as Kawhi Leonard and Norm Powell arrive in Toronto with the scorching hot LA Clippers. No Emmanuel Quickley or Jakob Poeltl for the Raptors, and Jontay Porter left the game with an eye injury, so Toronto was undermanned and it showed in this one. The Raptors lost by 20 but won some of the smaller battles in the long game of development.
For sure. I mean, we're learning on the fly. Like, I cannot just count on the practice to be our time for improvement. Every time out, I'm literally talking about like basics, how to switch, how to communicate, how to be in the right positions. We gotta learn on the fly, you know. So we talked about with Gradey of putting his body on the line. He was able to do that a couple of times tonight. He got one offensive foul called there. I thought that the other one was also good defense. So it's just like build at a time. Like right now, our wins are those small gains and small experiences that guys are improving, getting better at.
The Raptors were slumping out of the gate in this one. They couldn't get anything to go offensively. They scored 20 points in the first quarter, and on the defensive end, they couldn't stop the Clippers' big three of Harden, Kawhi, and PG, and also Russell Westbrook, who poured in 12 off of the bench.
It's part of that. It's part of communication. It's also there are good execution and good reads in some of those situations there. I thought that second half we did much better job of not allowing them in those SOBs for them to get into easy actions. We were able to switch much more 1 through 5 in the second half, and to send 2 players on the ball just to negate some of their isolations. This team is number 1 in the league in ISO.
This one wasn't close at all at any point in time tonight, but the Raptors did claw back a little bit to make it feisty. And that being said, I think this was a good game. Some bright spots developmentally. Gradey Dick played 21 minutes tonight, scored 6 points, and dished out some nice alley-oop passes. He didn't make a 3, as everyone awaits for that to happen, but he's clearly being given ample room to develop now with this new look roster.
I think just the preparation that I try to take with especially Coach Evo with different practices, and at the same time it's just going along with knowing that it's a journey. I mean, obviously I'm trying to build from when I first came in here, and I feel like you show that aggression, you come out and just play the way that you're supposed to play, and learning from Darko. He wants me to play a certain way, and that's just team basketball. And when you do that, it helps the team and also helps your cause. So
Scotty Barnes struggled to start this game, but still finished with a team-high 23 points. Developmentally, with Quickley out, Scotty had all the attention on him, especially as the team's lead point guard, and got a lot of chances manning the pick and roll. But what popped the most on the development front, and what continues to pop, is the play of RJ Barrett, who now has put up 20+ points in 8 of his 13 games with the Raptors. And while he only finished with 4 assists, he could have had plenty more if the Raptors didn't shoot 18% from 3 tonight. And that playmaking is what we're going to talk about in the film room. So for RJ Barrett, the name of the game is rim pressure, applying rim pressure at will, using his athleticism, and through that rim pressure, using the rim gravity that he creates to create open shots for his teammates. Here he is, curls to the basket off a dribble handoff. Look how every Clippers player has their attention on RJ Barrett. Part of that is because, he has the reputation of being a little bit of a black hole, but he's using that reputation to also create shots for his other teammates. Bruce Brown is open, Gary Trent Jr. is open. He takes the floater here, but the rest of the game, he was facilitating and moving the rock. Same situation here, empty side pick and roll, and Jontay slips, but RJ is able to take it to the hole, and look at that. The defense collapses, and Dennis Schroeder is wide open. Misses the shot. That would have been an assist, but again, shot created by RJ. Here, it's off the stampede cut. Great job attacking the closeout by Amir Coffey, and just look, gets to the rim, and you see him looking at Gradey Dick in the corner, slings that pass. Gradey just misses his 3, but this would have been another assist for RJ. This time, dying clock, and RJ has to make something happen. Look at him signal to Gradey Dick to move to the opposite corner. Norm Powell stays with RJ to help Amir Coffey. He recognizes this. Gradey relocates to the weak side corner. He makes the kick out pass, and that is just great communication between RJ and Gradey. This is a little bit of a dead possession for the Raptors. You know, Scotty Barnes, multiple pick and rolls, nothing is created. Dribble handoff, nothing is created. Gary tries to create something, nothing really. And so it's in RJ's hands. Dying clock, 8 seconds left. Great job of attacking the closeout. And the great thing is that closeouts and attacking the rim, barreling into the rim like RJ Barrett does, not only creates open three-point shots, but it also creates open cutting lanes. And Scotty cuts to the basket here for the dunk. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing RJ Barrett's playmaking shine in real time, develop in real time. This was not something that he was honing in or crafting or being able to really tap into in New York. He's doing it because he's being given more opportunity in Toronto to explore that area of his game. So Scotty is creating on one side of the floor. They can't create something. Kick it to RJ. He uses his athleticism, his strength to get downhill, barrel into the paint. He either likes to finish. You know, he was great at finishing tonight, finished with 22 points. At the start of the game, there were a couple swipe downs, and maybe that's something he needs to improve on his finishing, barreling into the basket type of thing. But for the most part, you like his ability to draw a bunch of help, that gravity that sags in because they want to help. They want to get the weak side blocked. Defenses want to block that shot. Defenses want to contest that shot because they know that rim attempts is something that they want to take away. Most teams want to take away rim attempts, and so they're trying to limit RJ Barrett's opportunities at the rim. RJ still barrels in there. You know, I shout out to Alvin Williams in the game. He literally said, like, a hot knife through butter or whatever the thing is. That's how RJ Barrett really is. He just gets in no matter what, no matter the circumstance. He is able to penetrate into the teeth of the defense. And so that creates this gravity. It's natural. Some of the best players in the NBA, you think of Giannis, you think of Shea, you think of Luka, guys who are incredible drivers. They can really collapse a defense and create open shots for their teammates. That's what RJ Barrett is tapping into now as this secondary playmaker for the Toronto Raptors. Really impressive stuff from RJ overall. I've just become so impressed with his poise and his ability to make decisions on the go. And, you know, it's crazy because I swear to you, I watched a lot of Knicks games and I watched a lot of RJ Barrett. You know, as a Canadian, naturally, you get to cover and maybe watch his game a little bit more closely just to see how he's doing. And some of this decision-making is really new. Some of it was there, and I think he wasn't allowed to really tap into that as much in New York because Jalen Brunson is there, Julius Randle is there. They all sort of operate and occupy similar areas of the court. So, you know, there's no need for him to necessarily be that creator for them, but I really am impressed with what he's done as a creator for the Toronto Raptors so far. It's been super, super special. And folks, you know, there was a quote Darko Rajakovic made today saying, hey, the wins we take will be the developmental improvements that we have from the guys on our roster. And it's going to be like that all season, man. It will be like that all season. You have to get used to the fact that this team is hit a bit of a reset, hit a bit of a rebuild. And that's just how it's going to be. This is now the long haul. You're looking at these incremental steps that Scotty Barnes takes. I thought, you know, if we want to kind of do a developmental check, we can do this. It's a new segment. I'm adding a new segment in. Some sort of developmental check on these guys. IQ obviously didn't play, but Scotty, I thought Scotty wasn't as assertive as he could have been to start this game. And part of that is missing Jakob Poeltl. I could go into another film room now kind of dissecting why that is, but you know, some of these rub screens, you know, slip screens that Jonte Porter or Thad Young or even Chris Boucher were trying to initiate just didn't really settle or create any separation or help Scotty create any separation in those pick and roll actions. And so he was forced to settle into some mid-range shots to start this game. And that's not really how you want Scotty to start out games. You want him to be aggressive. You want him to get downhill. You want him to attack the basket. You need Jakob Poeltl's skills. So I said skills. You need Jakob Poeltl screens. My fault. So you need Jakob Poeltl screens to be able to get downhill, to create that separation. It's very similar to Emmanuel Quickley, who needs Jakob Poeltl screens in order to create separation, get downhill, use that ample space that he creates to either settle into a mid-range jump shot or get the speed necessary to kind of build up and finish at the basket. So that is what Scotty needs right now. It's having his center back because I think he looked much better in the pick and roll, initiating. He especially with Jakob, he had these moments where he would snake the pick and roll, kind of like get his man in jail, and then kind of use it, probe, kick out to the corner, right? We haven't seen a lot of that since Jakob has gone out from Scotty. So that's the thing I'm looking for when it comes to Scotty. It's just like, how are you going to create separation on offense when you don't have that big man? He's going to have to rely on the post game. I didn't see a lot of post game stuff happen in this one. And so, in the second half, he picked things up. These are natural things that will happen to a young star. And there's some people on Twitter who will be like, man, I wish Scotty could do this consistently for a game. I wish Scotty could like pick it up early in this game and then, build towards a really, really good fourth quarter. And I hear what you're saying, but Scotty's not the only star that's struggling with this right now. I watch a lot of basketball. I watch a lot of the NBA, and I see guys all around the league struggle with putting together consistent games, especially younger guys, right? Şengün, had a tough night tonight. Actually, funny enough, Şengün, he has moments. He has times where he's not engaged, where he's not, having the most consistent night, but then he stacks up games where it's like 25, 10, and 11, whatever, right? Like he's putting up crazy numbers that make you think, oh, this guy's naturally going to be a star. Franz Wagner, same thing. There's going to be nights where he only puts up like 13 and 5, and then the next night he'll put up 30 and 10. And, this is sort of something that's happening around the league with some of these younger guys who are turning into stars. Scotty is a younger guy. Scotty is turning into a star, but you have to give him the patience to deal with this process, this evolutionary moment that he's going through, which is something that's natural with some of the other great players in the league, some of the other great young players. So just be patient, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a patient and I guess painstaking, whatever you want to call it, just a long process for this Raptors team over this next year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I don't know. We might be in for a really, really long rebuild, but I also think there's a chance that this team could be good off the bat. It's hard to evaluate right now. As I've mentioned numerous times, it's hard to evaluate because of the injuries that are happening, quickly out, Jakob out. But there's also this uncertainty looming with the team over the next couple of weeks with the trade deadline. It's like, will Bruce Brown be on this team moving forward? Will Dennis Schroeder be on this team moving forward? Will Chris Boucher? Will even Jakob Poeltl? So like there is questions about this team. And once the dust settles, once things clear, the picture will become more clear as well. So that's it. Clippers, really good team, by the way. Just want to mention, shout out to them. I'm very bullish on the Clippers this year. It's just like if there is a year that they could do some damage, it'd be this year, right? Hopefully they still stay healthy. Hopefully they get to the point where they can contend, but they're 21-4 in the last 2 months. They have been, since that like 5-game, 6-game losing streak to start the season with Harden, they have been absolutely dominant. And they're like a really fun watch too. They're really enjoyable. So yeah, maybe the Clippers make some noise this year in the Western Conference. We'll see. Hopefully that doesn't make Raptors fans too mad. Hopefully they can put bygones be bygones and whatnot. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We'll see you all on Sunday for Atlanta. The road trip begins, and then trade deadline coming up soon. Tap into Raptors Republic. Subscribe to Raptors Republic's YouTube channel for all of their great content. And obviously they have the trade deadline show live at Rivoli. I'm going to be talking, speaking as well, unless you guys have gotten tired of me. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tapping in. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.